Hey guys, K Pisces here from kpisces.com. Okay, so here's the spiritual Q&A. I've been BSing doing it, so here I am. Let's get to the first question. So I had a few questions on Facebook, and I'm going to just run through them real quick because I ain't going to make this video 1,000 years because I definitely can talk that damn long. So, when did I know that I was a psychic? Oh my God. When did I know I was a psychic? Hell, a long time ago when I was a kid. I didn't know what it was. Obviously, I didn't know, hey, I'm a psychic as a kid. I just remember the adults in my family would ask me different questions. They would ask me, what do I think this person's going to do? What do I think this? What do I think that? My grandfather. I think that people in my family may have noticed it long before I did. Obviously, I was a kid. But when I really started noticing, well, listen, maybe I'll answer this one later because it's gonna be a long ass answer. So I've been on a long damn time. Okay, it's just through the years it just gets stronger and stronger and stronger. Okay, so and about cards and stuff like that, I only use tarot cards because I want to. I don't need cards, but I love them. I think it's fun, and people love a visual. I always say that. So do I work with a spirit guide? I do have a couple of those, and as far as working with them, I don't know if I really feel like my spirit guide helped me with my issues, not so much anybody else's, but I do get word from other people's guides on what it is that they need to know that they're not listening to. So I will get information from other people's, and they'll tell me, because I can see them, they'll tell me what I need to tell the other person and that kind of thing. She asked about my skin. Girl, look, I don't do nothing with my skin. I use dollar store cleanser and dollar store that fake Pond's, okay? If they pay me, I'll show it. But other than that, dollar store cleanser, girl. It's like the equivalent to Pond's, probably, like that. So if you see the Pond's container look like Pond's, then that's what it is. That's what I use, okay? So can I tell if a man is no good for me? Hell yeah. Listen, let me tell y'all something. I know what's going to happen in my own love life. I could be accusing a motherfucker a whole year before he do something wrong. I can feel it. I can see it. I have dreams about it. It is so, I know what's going to happen to myself. And now that I'm older, it's more, I'm more calm about it, but I still go off. I mean, I'm still a human, right? So if I have feelings for somebody and I know the shit is going to go south, I still ride it out. I mean, it just depends on what I'm going to put up with. Because obviously, I ain't going to put up everything. And I really would try to make a relationship work. And if this person is something awful, like a liar, like, are you still lying to me? Like, I mean, you lying to me. Like, I know you're lying. Like, what the fuck? Some people just don't get it. So let's go into the next one. How do I ground myself so that narcissists don't confuse your energy or communication with spirit? Ground myself. I do meditate, but I don't meditate before every reading. I don't do all that all the time before every reading. What I love to do, though, is music. I'm noticing lately that music helps me bring myself back in. It's really crazy because I mean, I love music, don't get me wrong, but I'm not a big ass, music person or anything. But it does help raise my vibration. I'll use incense and sage and stuff like that. I'll do that. Just depending on the day, on how I'm feeling about what's going on in my life, period, depends on what I do to prepare myself for my reading. Sometimes nothing. I mean, I'll just center and just go right into it because I've been doing it for so long. I've been meditating and being spiritual and stuff, not religious, spiritual, and put myself into this space for so long in my life that it don't take me nothing just to get right into it. Okay. So I don't get my energy confused with other people, if that's what you mean. I don't somebody who's into themselves, like, because I can tell how somebody feels. I can tell what they're thinking about what they feel. And then I'll hear like words, like stuff they say, or I'll hear like different conversations they've had, or I'll hear what they're saying it's just, it's hard to explain. I can tell you what they're feeling because I can go into them and feel, not into them like possess them, but I mean like, if I think about a person, I don't need their name, I don't need their age, I don't care about their birth date, I don't care about none of that shit. All I need to know is the question that you have about this person. And that's all I need, and I can go on that, and I will go straight into their energy and just start reading them. And it's really easy for me now. So I don't have to see them, I don't have to talk to them, I don't have to know their name, I don't need their birth date. If I ask you about astrology when in a reading, if I ask you what your sign is or something, I ask you because I'm nosy, because I love astrology. Astrology is life over here. I don't need to know what to do your reading, but you can use astrology to help somebody, and so that's why sometimes I ask, because it'll make a lot of sense. Say I'm doing a reading, right? And I wonder sometimes if I channel astrology. It's really weird because if I tell somebody something about something, and then I get so curious sometimes. I'm like, can I get your chart? So then I have to look at their chart, and then it makes a lot of sense. So it's really crazy. Have I ever dated another Pisces? I don't think I have. But I've dealt with a man who has a Venus in Pisces. He's a Taurus. He has a Venus in Pisces, a Mars in Pisces. Venus and Mars is conjunct in Pisces, and it's Pisces moon. He's real pleasant, and it's really nice, but he's really quiet. So anyway, but no, I don't think I've dated an actual Pisces. I had a friend who always ends up with Pisces for some reason, and they always end up shitting on the pot. So I guess I could probably date a Pisces if I have, only because it probably would be no fights in that relationship. We'd probably be tripping over each other trying to do something for each other. I don't know. So to the YouTube questions, what experience did I go through to make me focus specifically on love and romance? The reason why I'm so into love and romance, because I mean, let's just keep it all real. Everything is about love and money, correct? Correct. So, if you know anything about astrology, most of my energy in my charts is in the... Okay, so I'm a Pisces, obviously. I have a Virgo ascendant and a Libra moon. And all three of those things is everything to do with other people and relationships. So maybe that's my thing, but I don't know what made me drawn to relationships. Well, a couple things I'm going to say. One, I can't stand a liar. That's like the biggest thing. I just want to cut every liar's throat. I hate people lying and not telling the truth. I feel like the truth need to be the truth, because it's not fair to be telling somebody something and you lying to them, and they're making decisions based on your lies. So for me, people need the truth. And that's just how I am. Anybody who knows me personally could tell you, I mean, from cradle to the grave, Kay is not about keeping nothing down. I'm going to tell you exactly what it is I feel, because you need the truth. And I can't stand when somebody lies and people tiptoe around the subject. Keep it all the way real. Tell that person what they need to know so they can make the best decision for their life. Why lie? I'm not cleaning up nothing for you. If you want the truth, you ask for it. If you don't want no, I'm not going to tap dance around what it is you need to know. If you need to know it, I'm going to tell it to you. And if you don't want the truth and you can't handle it, don't come my way, because that's what the hell you gonna get. Next. Ooh, you see how I am? You see how I am? My take on soulmate relationships and twin flame relationships. Do I feel there's a difference? Everybody's all big into the soulmate relationship and the twin flame thing. Let me just say this. I don't know what a theory is really about it, because I don't really read up on it, because I think everybody's so worried about the twin flame and the soulmate. You need to get their shit together. Okay? That's the first damn thing. Soulmates. See, I'm really into the past life thing. So I know that when you meet somebody and you're drawn to them, and there's something about them that you can't shake, that you got to have this person, you got to be with them, whatever it is, I believe that's a soulmate connection. A karmic relationship is usually what most people are dealing with. So I feel like, okay, so if I do a reading and I'm starting to get somebody's past life, and I get information on that, I just tell them. Because a lot of the times when people are having these hard times with somebody, and this issue after issue after issue, it's usually a karmic relationship, and more than likely you've done something to that person in another life, and you're just working through it now. Sometimes there's cases where you need to just let go of this person so your soul don't keep going through the same thing over and over again. Everybody's story is different, but I get information on that, and when I get in readings, especially now, I can see where you were in a life with them before. It's crazy. Another story. Okay, so he asked, when did I discover my abilities? Which clair do I prefer to use? And what are my least favorite tarot decks? No, you didn't. Listen, about the clairs, okay? Let me just explain something. I don't go into any choice. I go with everything that comes. So this is how it works with me. It's so varied that I could just give you a little bit. So I'm gonna tell you. I can hear something, and when I hear it, it's like almost like a thought. It's like I'm talking to myself almost, but it's not. It just depends. I can't explain that. I'll see a story, or I'll see a symbol, or I'll see somebody on TV that I know, or I'll see somebody who was in a movie, and it's like I see a scene, and then I feel what it is I have to say when that, like the interpretation of what it is that I'm seeing, or I'll see a word, or I'll hear something, or it just comes in, and I just interpret it and give it back to you. A lot of times when I'm in a reading, I tell people exactly what it is that I see. And when I tell you exactly what it is that I see, even though it may sound crazy as hell, it'll make sense to both of us, you know what I mean? Or sometimes when you're in a reading and you tell somebody something and it doesn't make sense, it'll make sense to them later. I always tell people to email me and tell me what that meant. Because if I'm in a reading with you and then I think about something about Fruit Loops or something, and I'd be like, I don't know why the hell I'm thinking about Fruit Loops. It could be that somebody's crazy, or it just could mean anything, and it'll always come back. They'll get it later, but a lot of times I'll just get the interpretation of what it is that I'm seeing right then and there. So, least favorite tarot decks? Oh, I don't know if I want to get on here and talk about nobody. But I'll tell you what I do like. Let me just get to it. I have these little Scarabaros. I think that's called little whatever, Scarabaro, whatever. The Golden Universal Tarot. These were like, well, the past few years, these are like my favorite ones. Only because they have like the gold background. Oh, sure, I picked this card. The gold like background. And I even bought another deck of them because they're new. But I have these, which are the same as these, but these are the older ones. I love them. I'm really connected to these. These are really nice. When I started learning cards when I was a teenager, now mind you, I grew up in a pastor's household, so everything I had to do was secret. So my grandfather was not strict at all. I mean, I grew up in a Baptist household. I mean, if you know anything about Baptists, but it wasn't a strict house. Okay. My mother, I had a great mother, beautiful, loving mother. She was a Libra. And I didn't have any issues with that. But still at the same time, this was taboo. This is something you do not do. Okay, cards and stuff. So when I started learning cards, I started on playing cards. I started on regular playing cards because I couldn't. There's no way in hell that I was going to get no tarot deck in my house. Okay? I was a kid. I was a teenager. I wasn't allowed doing that. So like I have this deck here, the MPC, these here. I learned on playing cards. These are what I learned on. Okay. Because I couldn't have tarot in my house. So I learned from these. But it was funny because we learned from these. They're almost the same as a tarot deck. Okay, I got these two. These are the Bicycle Starlights. And I only got them because they shiny looking. Anyway, so I learned on playing cards. I didn't learn on tarot decks. But as I got older, when I was allowed to have them, obviously I was a grown-ass woman. I got allowed to have it. I still would hide them from people because I didn't want them to see them. But now, I could give a damn less what you like. And I also have this deck that I love, the Housewives Tarot. But I only use them for myself. So, I don't even know if I have these open. I probably should have opened them before I came into this. But, the Housewives Tarot. I'm just going to close some of them. Oh, shiz. These are the Housewives Tarot. They're really cute. I like them because they got cool old 50s pictures and stuff. So, I really like those. I love the way they smell. Anyway, next question. Okay, when I came out with my abilities, did I notice any change in personal, interpersonal relationships, and how did I take the outcome? You know, I really expected a lot more BS from people. You know what I mean? Like, the only people that I'm really concerned about knowing about what I was doing and who I was and what I am was the older people. Okay, the older people, like, I grew up in church or something like that. I really was feeling like, I don't want them to know. They're going to delete me, you know, on Facebook. They don't be my friend. And I was like, you know what? Fuck them. you know, because they don't like it, then that's on them, you know. I know they grew up with another construct of what, you know, psychic is and all that kind of thing, but you know what, that ain't my damn problem. This is my life, and if I want to help somebody, that's my damn business. Now, you lived your life, did what you wanted to do. I have a family member who don't like it. She's made that very clear. But I really don't give a damn. So, I mean, you can't tell me you don't like what I do and then ask me for a reading. But that's another story. So let's just go on. Okay, what do I think the future of the metaphysical occult community is headed? I really feel like, see, that word occult, that's what pisses me off, is these different words. You know, just like the word psychic. That's why I don't use the word reader. I mean, that's why I don't say psychic. That's why I say reader. Because when you say psychic, everybody has these negative connotations of what that word means. And I don't like that. So I just, I say reader because that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm reading your ass and everybody else. So what do I think is going? I think that people are more interested now in being happy. They're not so worried about what everybody else is thinking. And that's where I think it's going. I really feel like it's going to pick up, because think about it. All this stuff now, like this social shit that's going on, all this, I mean, by the church is the reason why everything is so bad. Anything to help you was bad. Anything that helped the church was good. And so humans are getting back to what they originally are and what they originally believe. And that's in helping their spirit and their soul. Because all this physical shit, all this material shit don't mean nothing. Because you take away all that stuff and you ain't got nothing but your ass. Okay. What I recommend, what books? I don't know about books. The real books I used to read, like the self-hypnosis books and stuff, that was like way back in the day. When I used to go to the bookstore and be there for hours just reading all kind of stuff because I couldn't bring that stuff home. You know, so I used to be in the bookstore reading and stuff. Everybody else listening to BET, I was reading books, just saying. So I would say anything that has to do with astrology astrology is the very beginning to how you can help yourself, really. Like, you need to learn your chart. Get your natal chart read. Get your natal chart read. Okay. A few good astrologers. The Peace Dealer. Susan Grace. Nico from Scarlet Moon. All good astrologers. If I can think of somebody else. Christopher Witecki, he knows his shit too. I could just go on all day. But, yeah. So, that's just ones off the top of my head. Because I always see them on YouTube, so. And I'm friends with a couple of them, so. Okay, can I explain how the cards become upside down? I shuffle my cards. What I do, I take my cards and I lay them out on the table and I just put them into a mess. You know, and then I gather them together. So that's how the cards become upside down. Because I read reversals because I ain't about trying to clean up shit for you. I'm going to give you the whole story, so I'm going to read reversals. Do my cards pick up evil eye and black magic? I would say whatever reason, anything that you ask to here, I'm going to sit here shuffling. Anything you ask the cards, you're going to get an answer for. It's all about, more so about the reading and the interpretation that they get. If somebody asks me if they're being cursed, whatever it is, I will give them an answer, what it is that my soul, my spirit is telling me. I feel like anything will be picked up in these cards to keep it already real. Do I have dreams like regular people? Certainly I have dreams like regular people. But I know the difference between a dream that I'm supposed to pay attention to, a prophetic dream, and a dream that's just a dream. You know what I mean? Like, I know the difference. I've had all kind of weird stuff go on, and that's a whole other story. I can make another video about that, but it might be private. When I give love readings, I envision what people look like the cards are talking about specifically. When I do readings, I get visions of what the people are anyway. When somebody asks me about somebody, I'll see a person. It may not always be verbatim what they look like, but I will get a vision of a person, and I'll see them doing different things. And I'll tell you what, these visions are not censored. I see all kind of stuff, sex, everything. Like, I see everything. There's no censor, okay? Okay, look, how do I tap into strangers? What? So usually with people I know how do I tap into strangers? Honey, I can tap into a stranger just as good as I can tap into somebody I've been knowing for 30 years, okay? And it means nothing. That's just how the universe works. When you can tap into a stranger, I don't know how. I mean, it just happens. Like, It just happens. I can't even, and you know, some people before readings, like they'll send me pictures, and I really don't want pictures of the person because I get preconceived notions about them. Because I have a Virgo ascendant, and I'm gonna start judging their ass when I see their picture. But say I'm on Facebook, so people add me on Facebook, and they are like, I usually believe if somebody adds me on Facebook, either they're interested in a reading or whatever. So I don't look at your page. So if you add me on Facebook, I'm not looking at your page. I might look down to see if you're a real person, scroll down a little bit, but I'm not clicking through your pictures. I'm not doing none of that shit. Because I don't want to get any preconceived notions of your life and what's going on with you. Because I won't feel like my reading's authentic. So I won't look at your business. I don't want to know. If I ask you a question, that's fine to tell me, just so what I'm getting makes sense to me. But as far as me flipping through your pages, I ain't doing none of that. So reading strangers is probably the best anyway, because people that you know will think you're saying certain things based on how you feel about them, and that ain't what I do. I just read people because it just comes. I mean, I could be in the store. A lot of times I go to the store at night because there's less people there. Because if I went during the day, it's a million people coming at me. Like, everybody walk past me, I'm getting information about them. They could be a child molester. They could be doing this. They could be doing that. Mean, evil. I just be reading people down to the store. So a lot of times I would go at night because I get too much info, or because people will make me tired as hell. And I had to learn to protect myself. How long I've been reading? She asked me shit all my life before I even really knew it. As an adult, I was doing it in secret for a long time. You know, now, you know, I done came out the closet with it. Which course did I follow? Which helped me the best? I don't follow courses. I never had a class for any of this. What would I recommend? The number one thing that I want to tell somebody who wants to develop what it is that they have is meditation. You really have to stop and take yourself out of everything that's outside of you. Get into your spirit. Listen to what it is you're being told. That's the number one thing. Would I consider doing online class? Yes, I want to do online classes. And when I open up the shop, I want to do them here too. But I do want to do classes. I just need to get enough people that are interested in them. And I will do online classes for people who need help and guidance, because that's really who I want to help. I want to help people who really are serious about helping other people. I don't get on here and gripe about other readers and tell them how they should be reading their shit. I come here to do what I need to do for my clients and the people who watch me, nothing else. So that's the same thing. All right. Angel numbers and stuff like that. She asked me about angel numbers and check time. I always see 111 or 333 or 444. Or 1111, and they say the angel numbers, whatever. And a good metaphysical guy I call him a metaphysics professor. His name is Jamie Crume, and he's on my Facebook. He got so much information, it don't make no sense. But I asked him about it, we were talking about it, and he said the angel numbers are DNA activation numbers. But I don't know. If you add me on Facebook, which the link will be somewhere around here, if you add Jamie Crume, he has a few pages, and he has so much information on hidden secrets and everything. Like, he is the one to go to about that kind of thing. His name is Jamie Crume, and he's on my Facebook. Oh, see. My favorite tarot readers, I don't get into that, but there are more than a few that I believe are accurate as all hell on Facebook, okay? I mean, not on Facebook, on YouTube, okay? I don't get into it because I'm friends with a lot of people, and I'm not gonna, you know, start some beef, some online beef, because I don't do online beef, because I think that's bullshit, because I'm the type of person like to get in your face. So I'm not gonna do online beef because I don't go for all that, because that's kid shit. But it's a lot of accurate people on here. If I get you in a personal reading, we talk about it, then I'll tell you, you know, who I really, really like. Okay, so what I used to do before I really trusted myself, sometimes I would get readings just to see, just to validate what it is I already knew. And when I realized that I already fucking know this shit, like they're not telling me anything that I need to know, then I quit. So, but that was when I was younger, when I get my emotions all worked up. I mean, even a few years ago, a couple years ago, last year, year before last, when I get all worked up in emotion, I'd be like, you know what, I'm going to ask somebody else's opinion. And that's what I would do sometimes. Tarot cards, evil? No. Okay. No, I don't feel like cards are evil. You know, guns, like people say guns are evil, cards are evil. I had this guy email me. You get the crazy people emailing you, people who are saying, you throwing me all these scriptures and shit. I had to tell his ass, listen here, I grew up in a pastor's household, honey. There is nothing that you can tell me in that Bible, baby, that I don't know. Okay, but we could go all the way back to where the Bible was edited and re-edited and changed to be able to suit people's needs. I ain't gonna get into all of that because I can go all day. But I don't feel like the cards are evil. I feel like what you're being taught is fear. They always teach people fear, and that's what I can't stand about religion. It's all about do this or die. Say this or die. Be this way or die. And I can't stand that shit. It drives me fucking insane. Like, no. So when did I start opening up to information and start really trusting myself? God, I had so many questions. Okay, let me just start really trusting myself. This is going to be over in about 5 minutes. Oh, so when I start really trusting myself is when, oh man, probably 12 or so years ago, when I would see things happen and then I'd tell them it's going to happen. I mean, I would see, okay, so say one of my kids would come down the steps, or one of my kids would run in, or whatever it was, because I have older kids now, so thank you, Lord. Okay, so I used to see different things. So I'd be like, you're going to trip. And they're like, no, I'm not. I'm like, you're going to trip. And then they would trip. And then I say, you're going to fall over that fan. You're going to knock the fan over. And they'd be like, I'm like, you're going to knock it over. And sure enough, and even to this day, when something tells me, like one time, it scared me, like, your purse is going to break. Like, I don't know where I get these telling me, things. Like, your purse is going to break. My purse showed no signs of breaking. It broke. If something tell me, turn this corner, don't go that way, I'm going. I know to trust myself. My kids know. If I tell them, if I'm in my room, if I'm here in my room, this is my room, okay? If I'm here in my room and I yell out there to tell them, pick whatever up because this is going to happen, or do this because this, that, and that, my kids will get up and do it because they know that if they don't do what it is I said, something's going to happen. So, I mean, my daughters are just like me, and it's like the house of creeps. I always call it the house of creeps because we all like this in here. Okay, so how's tarot work on your point of view? Is there actual spirit or entity talking to you, or is it your intuition? What comes for yourself? I think that depends on the situation. I would say my spirit guides will speak to me. I can tell the difference between my main spirit guide's voice and just what I'm feeling in spirit, like what I'm getting just from spirit. It's hard to explain because you'll have different people come from different places and tell you. That sounds crazy as hell. I can't really explain what it is because I ain't gonna try to make this video too much longer. But it's just a lot to tell. I have so much I could tell, but I know my main spirit guide. I know her voice, and then there's another, and then there's another. So it's hard to explain, but I feel like through the years, this thing gets to be deeper, and you get to understand it better. Because this world is made of so much more than just black and white and paper. It's really much deeper and much spiritual than you ever could imagine. And the things that I could tell y'all, you probably wouldn't believe half the things I had to say. But my ass crazy, but I ain't that kind of crazy. I know what the hell I be seeing and what I be feeling, I've had spirits talk to me and okay, so sometimes I do mediumship, just depending on, what somebody wants. Mediumship ain't my forte, but I do it. So, it's another story. I don't know where the hell I was. So is the spirit ever talking to me, and what comes from myself? What comes from myself is me right now. This is what's coming from me. A lot of times, like, my friends would be like, hey, don't say that. Because a lot of times I would say things and it would happen, and one astrologer was like, hey, you magician. And I was like, I probably am, because it seemed like every time I say something that happens, you know, and that happens a lot. So I started trying to check which moon was going on when I would say these things and these things would happen. Um, it's just really crazy. I can go to another video for that shit. But anyway, I'm about to end here in a minute. Let me just look at these other questions. Okay. Let's just see. I'm just trying to go into it. I probably should have read them before I got on right. Anyway, so I think that some of these are just like repeats of the other ones. When did I start noticing it? Did I have to work on being intuitive? Or were you born with the gift already? You know, let me just say what some people used to say back in the day. I was born with my cord wrapped 3 times around my neck. So I've heard the rumor around old black folks that certain things, like kids born with a veil over their eyes or kids born with a cord around their neck, the more sexy they're supposed to be. My mother said that I was born with my cord 3 times around my neck. And they say that that's supposed to mean something. But I know that when I was younger, I used to always feel how people felt, and I knew when people didn't like me as a child. And I was such a serious little girl, you know. And when my family used to ask me serious, like, adult questions about other people, and I didn't know why I was being asked that, obviously because I'm a kid, but they used to think I was a healer. And then when I took massage therapy and a bunch of other things, I was like a professional student till I was probably 30. And then, you know, it just gets stronger and stronger as I get older. And talking to the astrologer friends that I have, and they look at my chart and like, hey, it's just going to get stronger and stronger. And I've had a lot of different experiences, and a lot of different things have happened to me spiritually, and it can get pretty crazy. And I can go in much deeper, but I'm going to stop here because this video is 31 stinking minutes, y'all. So that was the Q&A. I'm going to come back with you with a Venus retrograde love issues reading, honey, because y'all need to know what the hell going to go on. How many y'all going to get broke up with? How many y'all going to break up? How many y'all going to get together? How many going to go back with that ex? How many y'all just going to be buck wild? I know what I'm going to do. Anyway, check me out, y'all. K Pisces from kpisces.com. Tell all no holds bar reading, no lies, no lies, no lies. Honey, you want lies? Look in the mirror, because I ain't got none for you.